I was never one to believe in superstitions. I grew up in a scientific environment, one that taught us everything has a logical explanation, that the world is ruled not by spirits or curses, but by the laws of physics and reason. That's why, when I decided to move out and live alone, I never imagined anything supernatural. The apartment was small, but cozy. It sat on a quiet side street where hardly anyone passed after midnight. The walls were pure white, and the windows overlooked a deserted backyard filled with thick trees and untended plants. Yet strangely, they were very much alive. That first night, I was exhausted from unpacking. I made myself a cup of tea, collapsed on the bed, and sat by the window, sipping and listening to the silence. Yes, the silence. The kind of deep stillness that unsettles you with its emptiness, as if the world itself had stopped breathing. It was 2:45 a.m. when something began to reach my ears. At first, I thought I was imagining it, but it happened again. A faint scratching sound. It came from the glass balcony door. I stood, hesitant, and crept toward it. I pulled the curtain back slowly, convincing myself it was just the wind, or maybe a stray cat wandering through the night. But she was there. A black cat, standing on the edge of the balcony, staring at me with an unnerving stillness. She didn't move. Her eyes glowed faintly yellow, like tiny lamps in the dark. Her claws scraped the glass, as if trying to come in. I froze, not in fear, but in confusion. Why did I suddenly feel that this wasn't a normal cat? Why did her face seem so familiar, as if I'd seen it before? I didn't dare open the door. I shut the curtain quickly and went back to bed. I didn't sleep that night. I kept watching her shadow reflected through the glass, until it faded with the first light of dawn. The next day, I told myself it had all been hallucinations from exhaustion, just a regular cat, looking for shelter. But deep inside, something faint, mysterious, whispered to me, "This won't be the last time." The first few days passed with an eerie calm. I didn't see the cat again. I didn't hear anything strange, but I didn't feel at ease. Every night I would wake up at the exact same time, 2:45 a.m. My mind tried to reassure me, but my body betrayed me. My heart raced, my hands were sweaty, my eyes scanned the darkness, searching for something I couldn't name. Then came the fifth night, the night that shattered any illusion of safety. I thought I was asleep, until I heard a new sound. Tap, tap, tap. Tiny footsteps pacing across the old wooden floor. I opened my eyes slowly. I didn't move. I tried to tell myself it was from the neighbor's apartment, but the sound was too clear, too close. I got out of bed, didn't turn on the light. I walked down the hallway, swallowed in thick shadows, and I saw her. At the far end of the hall, she sat there, the black cat, still, motionless, her glowing eyes pierced through the dark. But this time she made no purring sound. Instead, it was something else. A low moan, as if coming from beneath the ground. I took a step, then another, and just as I was close enough, she vanished. But something sudden washed over me, warm breath near my ear, then a soft female whisper. "You weren't supposed to see me." I screamed, spun around wildly. No one. But my arm was throbbing in pain. I looked and found a long, deep scratch that hadn't been there a moment ago. I went to a well-known spiritual healer. I sat before him and explained what had been happening, leaving out many details, fearing he might not believe me. But he remained silent, his eyes fixed on me, cautious. Then he said, "You need to recite protective prayers and perform a full spiritual cleansing, without interruption." I followed his advice. I read the daily prayers, played Surah Al-Baqarah at night, sprinkled salt and water in every corner of the house, and truly, the cat disappeared. 3 days passed in peace. I started to breathe again. I thought the nightmare was over. But on the 4th day, as I returned home from work at dusk, I saw her. She was sitting above my front door, staring down at me, upside down, as if gravity meant nothing to her. The same glowing eyes, the same stillness, the same stare. I didn't scream. I didn't run. I just stood there, lifting my eyes toward her. She was gone. I entered the apartment and closed the door behind me. Then I turned to find my mother's photo, the one I always hung near the entrance, lying face down on the floor, its glass cracked in 3 jagged lines, like claw marks. That night, I awoke to find her sitting on my chest, her eyes inches from mine, heavy as stone. She wasn't breathing. She just stared. I tried to scream, but the sound died in my throat. My body was completely paralyzed. Then, she began to dissolve, like black smoke, seeping into my body. I couldn't stop her. When I woke the next morning, I was gasping for air. A searing heat throbbed in my right arm. I lifted it. A strange mark was carved into my skin. A tattoo of a cat's face, grinning, a terrifying grin. I went back to the healer, but he refused to see me. His assistant told me, he said, "That's no cat, that's a servant, and whoever sees it twice, never makes it to the 3rd. I left in a daze, lost, not knowing where to go or what to do. That night, I woke up to find myself sitting on top of the wardrobe, staring down, unblinking, just like the cat used to do. Then I heard my voice, coming from my mouth, though I hadn't opened it. "Now, I'm not just you anymore.